Live? Did we make it live on the interweb? Hey, so isn't it a beautiful day considering at midnight last night I had an inch of snow on my car and now I'm out here in a hoodie just chilling on the porch. Uh it's a beautiful day in Woodland Park, Colorado. My name's Michael the Underground Dalton. That's not like my real name. Michael Dalton's my real name, but Michael the Underground. People have been calling me the Underground for a minute now. And so when you vote, vote Michael the Underground Dalton. Now, a lot of people hear of me talking about the good old boys in town, the good old system, the good old boy deals, the good old boy here, the good old boy there. And I want to talk to you about some well documented, well documented good old boy deals that have happened in Woodland Park. The good old boys system goes back many years, long before I and most of you were even here. There definitely has been a portion of you that were here when some good old boy deals were made. But let's talk about some good old boy deals from the past to ones that are still in effect today and how they affect you. Because this is a reason why I'm running for city council, is because there are things that are happening in this town that many people don't know about. And if people knew about them, if council was transparent about them, if the city was transparent about them, some of these things couldn't take place because the citizens in Woodland Park would freaking riot in the street. Well, let's start with the future. You know, I really like talking about the past and I love the history of Woodland Park. But let's talk about something that's happened right now. Right now, a present good old boy deal that went down. And this is actually this can affect elections because some of these same good old boys are running for county commissioner. Now, I am running for a municipal election and you have to live within the city limits of Woodland Park. But there are county issues that affect the people of Woodland Park. They affect you. How do I know they affect you? Because you've actually talked to me about this. This is one example of how some county commissioner good old boys have used their influence to better themselves, but maybe not with the thought of other Woodland Parkers in mind. If you come up Fairview, if you turn at the dinosaur, but it's more of a, if you're coming from Colorado Springs on a Saturday and you're trying to get to Divide, Colorado, or you're trying to get to Florissant, Colorado, or you're trying to get to Charis Bible College, all right? Listen, if you're coming up from the Springs, and if you don't think people come up on Saturday, you just stay inside because you've never been downtown during a Saturday, especially when the weather starts getting better. It's going to get beautiful. But if you're coming up from Colorado Springs, and let's say you get off at Cristola and you decide to mosey on up you don't care about the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit because you're not in a hurry, but you don't want to sit in traffic in downtown Woodland Park. So you get off at Cristola and you mosey on up the dirt road. That's a county road. And you come up into the city right by Safeway. You're in the city. But then you get to Laurel Avenue, right across from I think it's the Jehovah's Witness church. That's Laurel Avenue. If you turn left there, you used to be able to cut Laurel Avenue, and then you could cut around and come out back on Highway 24, right there where Charis Bible College is, right there at Trout Creek. Anyone who's lived in Woodland Park for any number of years has taken this route a million times. And hey, I'm not going to tell you that if I lived on Laurel Avenue that I would be upset right now, because a good old boy, his name is, do I want to say his name out loud? I don't want to say he's running for county commissioner though. So he's running as a candidate. So I'm not blasting just any general public. I'm blasting someone who's running for candidacy. So this isn't illegal, what I'm about to say. I don't know his address, but I know for a fact that there's at least one guy on that road that had a very strong input. His name is Eric Stone, to shut down Laurel Avenue because he didn't like people driving. And he lives in the city. His little section's in the city. But he went and had a section closed down in the county. And I need to dispel a rumor that's out on Nextdoor and out on, and they're not upset. Let me tell you, the Vascholds had nothing to do with that road getting shut down, even though they own both sides of the road. Let me tell you, the one dude that you don't want involved in politics is Leonard Vascholds, because he is a great pillar of this community, and if he got involved in politics, everybody else better just shut down. But he did not shut down that road. He would have had every right to shut down that road, but he didn't shut down that road. That road was shut down by Eric Stone and I think one other county commissioner that I don't know his name. But they wanted that road shut down because people were driving down their road. And they got that road, which was supposed to be temporary. And I know this for a fact because I asked the city manager straight up, how long is that road going to be shut down for? It was supposed to be shut down 6 months. It's been shut down 2 years. And that has caused traffic to now flow onto streets that are city streets. This is just this is kind of a little example of how the good old boy system works. If you're a county commissioner and you need to shut down a road, damn it, you can shut down a road. They got it done. They didn't take a vote. They didn't ask anyone. They just shut down a road for a temporary traffic study. But it's been closed for 2 years now. I think we're going on 2 years in March. Might be a little later, but I think it's right around 2018. That thing got shut down. And it's been shut down almost 2 years now. And so, little example. And I asked the city manager, I said, why haven't we opened this road back up? Well, that's county road. It's a political thing. That's his exact answer to me. It's a political thing. It's not a safety thing. It's not a traffic study thing. There is no reason for Laurel Avenue to be shut down other than the good old boys wanted it shut down because it was in their backyard, right? They were driving. Again, I have told you who was in charge of this, who spearheaded this, and he's running for county commissioner again. He told me himself, by the way, this is firsthand knowledge. I went over to actually buy I was looking at a pop-up he had for sale, and he told me this story straight to my face. This is not something rumorville, nothing. He said the road was getting shut down, and I was like, oh, it is? And sure enough, they got it shut. They tried to shut down up right at the end of the road. They didn't want to shut. They wanted to still leave it for them to use to get to their house, but they tried to put a cul-de-sac in. It was just going to cost much money because they had to do a cul-de-sac that a semi could turn around in. But they loopholed that because of that little section of Laurel that literally is between the Vascholds own both sides of the road there. And so a lot of people have blamed the Vascholds. I'm telling you straight up, I have talked to them, their family and the people that live on that they did not get that road shut down. I'm not going to tell you that they're not happy about it. Shit, I'd be happy if somebody shut down this little section of this road and my kids could play back and forth. So I'm not telling you anybody on that road is upset. I'm letting you know that this is just one example of how the good old boy system works. And Eric Stone is running for county commissioner, and he got that road shut down. And whatever you believe, whether you believe me or not, it affects people in Woodland Park. People that have signed my petition, that was one of the subjects they brought up. People that live over there and they live in that same area, but they can't even get to their house now and stuff. And so it affects people. in that area that have asked about it. It affects people in Woodland Park. And I asked the city manager, and it definitely, without a doubt, affects traffic flow onto other city roads. And he told me 100% that this is a political thing, Michael. It's a political, those are his exact words. I quote Darren Tingerman, political. And so, political good old boy system, using something for their own good, not really thinking of the community of a whole. One example. If we go back a couple of years, another example is a particular business owner, and this is documented. This was documented in a lawsuit. A particular business owner owns a building. She has owned the building for many, many, many years. She was on the verge of losing the building because she hadn't paid her property taxes. And the DDA mafia worked out a loophole deal where she could go take a loan from Park State Bank for $12,000. This is all documented. If she paid her property taxes with that loan, then the DDA could come in and not give her money, but they could pay her loan off. $12,000 is your tax money that could have gone to emergency services, could have gone to police, could have gone to schools, could have gone to road work, could have gone to a lot of things. This is not the only deal the DDA has made behind closed doors, voted on by non-elected officials that just decide to disperse money wherever they see fit to the people they see fit and to do the deals with the people they see fit. Another example of the good old boys doing something for themselves. The good old boy system goes back long ago in Woodland Park. As a matter of fact, one of the most controversial pieces of land in the middle of town is actually, a lot of people tell the story that Bert Bergstrom gave that land to the Saddle Club of his own fruition. The truth is, the dude was in trouble for gambling and prostitution in Woodland Park, and part of his deal with the to get out of trouble was he was going to donate some land to either the city, or they came up with a nonprofit entity within the town that happened to be the Saddle Club. They actually formed the Saddle Club, and they had formed it and before they formed the Chamber of Commerce, and he decided to give that land to the Saddle Club. But that wasn't out of the goodness of his heart. It was because it was a good old boy deal made so he would not get in so much trouble for the illegal gambling and prostitution that was taking place at the Log Cabin Preschool. You know what I'm talking about. It's not a preschool anymore. It was going to become Daybreak. Daybreak didn't get it. I don't know who owns it now. Good old boys systems go way back in Woodland Park. And I'm not telling you that tomorrow, if you elect me as a city council member, that I'm going to be able to abolish the good old boy system. I don't think there's that much power in one city council member. But we got to start somewhere. And I can tell you that I probably am not going to get that road open either, because I think the Vaschults like it, and I like the Vaschults, and if they like it, that's fine with me. Now, Eric Stone, I still think it's a good old boy system to get. I can't be mad that somebody got their own. I look at that, and I'm like, that's gangster. But I say that because I want you to understand, when I talk about the good old boy system, it is because I have been watching this. I've been investigating it. I've been looking into it. I'm like, oh shit, we got the good old boy system county commissioners. We got the good old boy system DDA. We got the good old boy system planning commission. We got the good old boy system Main Street. So take it for what it is. I'm trying to give you a little explanation of why I'm looking, because I'm not tied to any of these guys. I say I like the Vaschults. They're my mechanics. They've been my mechanics for 10 years since I've been here, And so, yeah, I like them. And I'm like, oh, they got an extra road. We can do drag strips on the Mini, or whatever. But it's an explanation because people have been asking me, why do you talk about all these other guys? And why do you talk about the groups and the people that are doing shit? Because I don't think most people in the city understand how it works. I don't think most citizens understand that if you get yourself elected to county commissioner, you might be able to shut down your road. Not even thinking about the betterment of Woodland Park. I ain't going to change. I don't even know if I'm going to get elected. But if I do, I'm going to do my best that when these good old boy deals come before council, and if I have a vote on a good old boy deal, if I'm looking at this going, wait a minute, this isn't the best for Woodland Park. This isn't best for the citizens. This might be good for that entity or that entity, but this isn't good for the people, then I'm going to vote against those good old boy deals. I guarantee you, if I get on council and there are other people that are running for elected official in Woodland Park that agree with me, Kelly Case, me and her don't see eye to eye on everything, but she said it at the high school forum when I was talking about the DDA. The DDA has run its time and we need to shut it down. We need to shut it down. They have done zero for development in Woodland Park. They have only made it hard for businesses to do business in Woodland Park. They have been degrading to very good family businesses in this town. They have been degrading to people who have tried to bring great developments to this town. And that good old boy system needs to shut down. And I have got it on pretty good authority from people with inside the city who know, from other council members who know, and from people who have been following these good old boy systems along with me, that we can shut down that good old boy system and give those tax dollars back to entities like the emergency services, the cops, the schools, the roads, and back to the people of Woodland Park, and not just a select group of people who need their property taxes paid. So love me or hate me, believe me or not, we try. We're trying to do something. And come April 7th, you'll have an opportunity to vote. And I'm asking you to vote for Michael the Underground Dalton for council. And maybe give me a little bit more to look into it. Give me 4 years. And we'll shut down the DDA. I can't say we're going to open that road because it's a county road, and that's up to county officials. I can tell you if Eric Stone gets elected, he probably ain't going to allow that road to open anytime soon. That's his block, and he don't want people driving up and down it. So take it for what it is. But when I talk about the good old boy system, there are good old boy systems throughout this community that have done what they wanted to do for their own betterment and not necessarily for the betterment of the people of Woodland Park. And I think if I get there, I don't have no ties to any of them. Even my closest. So I have some people that I consider friends that are business owners, that stuff that I can talk to about stuff. But those guys will even tell you that when they've tried to approach me about something, I give them the middle finger and tell them, you don't tell me what to do. You don't got me on a leash. I won't come to your establishment if you don't want me to come to your establishment. I won't talk about those. I'll continue to talk about the things I want to talk about. Those guys will vouch for me. I'm the same SOB to everybody when it comes to what's best for Woodland Park. And if somebody's just trying to better their own life or trying to better their little circle of friends and put money in their pocket, and they want me to do something for them, it ain't gonna happen. So I'd like to see a debt-free Woodland Park. I'd like to see an incorruptible law enforcement. I'd like to see our schools flourish and the story of our schools change from, hey, take your kids to Manitou, and instead say, hey, no, Woodland Park's got one of the best schools in the state. Why can't we have one of the best school systems in the state? It doesn't mean that we can control the school board or the decisions they make, but the city has a lot of influence on what happens in our schools. And so why not? Why not go for it? Our roads are behind. We're behind. We got a lot of work to do to our roads. And on top of that, if we don't start talking about alternate routes, and we just keep shutting down roads and we let the county listen, there are rumors that people want to shut down the road that comes up from Cristola. There are rumors that the county is looking to take some, not take, but be given some land from private owners to shut down an alternate route into Woodland Park that has been there for 100 years. And so it could happen. I promise you, if someone were to tell you they could have shut down Laurel Avenue 2 years ago, you'd have been like, that ain't going to happen. And sure as shit, it's been closed for 2 years, supposed to be closed for 6 months. So take it for what it is. We'll talk to you guys later. My name's Michael. Vote. Don't vote for Dan Williams for commissioner. I don't know. I actually don't know the commissioners. Maybe I should get the commissioners on the Underground podcast. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'm going to put a call out. If you commissioners are watching the Underground and you want to come on and give your stance, the councilmen are scared. They don't want to come on and do they don't want to talk with another guy who's running for council. They think it's wrong, even though we're both like freaking citizens. But yet they'd go to a school thing and just spit a bunch of gibberish, or who knows what's going to happen. Hey, Chamber of Commerce, Greater Woodland, I just RSVP'd. So I got a phone call. True ass story. Got a phone call from somebody in the city. Hey, Michael, we just got an announcement about the Woodland Park Chamber Forum. You haven't RSVP'd for that. I was like, I thought I RSVP'd when I got my name on the ballot. And she was like, you got to kind of call them and tell them you're going to be there. So I just RSVP'd for the Greater Woodland Park Chamber of Commerce Forum that's happening Wednesday night, this Wednesday at 5:30 at the City Hall chambers. So if you want to come to that and you're not like a social media, well, if you're not social media, you ain't going to get this. But if you want to come to that, you can listen to some of what the other candidates say. You'll listen to what I have to say. I think it would be better had to have real good conversations with other candidates on a long form forum, like a podcast where we can ask and talk and discuss about different issues. But none of the guys outside of Noel Sawyer and Don Deselman got the cojones to talk to the people on the masses. And so whatever, doesn't bother me. I reached out to one other guy on council. I was like, man, I really want to talk to you, bro. And I said, I'm not going to beg you, but I'll reach out to you one more time, and we'll see if he responds. The county commissioners, if you're a county commissioner and you want to get your message out to the people in Woodland Park, the best way to do that, I'm telling you, the best way is right here on the Underground, because people from all over Woodland Park, my Teller County following is huge. And so if you are a county commissioner and you want to come on the Underground, send me a message on Facebook. You can also text me at 719-377-0343. People think I'm crazy putting my number out there. It's a burner phone, folks. I've had this phone for years, but it's a burner phone. I'll throw it away when I need to. If you want to text me and you're a county commissioner and want to come on the podcast and talk to the people of Woodland Park, but also really reach the people of Florissant, Teller County, Cripple Creek loves me, man. I'm like, damn, I get more love over in Cripple Creek than I do sometimes in Woodland. If you want to talk to the people of Woodland Park, hey, Teller County, come on the Underground and tell the people what you're all about. Elections are just around the corner. April 7th, 2020, kids. Vote for Michael the Underground Dalton. Make sure your ballot's in by then. You'll get your ballot middle of the month. It should be on its way. You might already have it. I should go check my mail. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Boom, we're out. What a beautiful